Are you ready to embark on a thrilling adventure through the world of PlayStation 5? We've handpicked our best PS5 videos, the ones with millions of views, and prepared an incredible marathon special packed with excitement, surprises, and mind-blowing discoveries. In this epic event, we're unlocking the secrets of the PlayStation 5, bringing you exclusive content that will leave you craving more. From avoiding crucial mistakes to maximizing your gaming experience, we have it all. Discover the hidden truths behind the myths and lies surrounding the PlayStation 5, and uncover the amazing secrets of the DualSense controller that will elevate your gameplay to new heights. But that's not all. We'll also be taking a look at the PlayStation 5 after years of use, asking the big questions. Was it worth it? Is the hype real? Find out if the PS5 has stood the test of time. So get ready, because today we're about to take you on an unforgettable journey with this amazing PlayStation 5 Marathon Special.
Super Players.
Released on November 12, 2020, the PS5 has now had a few years to show off its prowess. And despite being incredibly hard to find, it's still the most desired console of this generation. For many, the best exclusive games are made only for the PlayStation 5, and the DualSense controller is simply a generational leap beyond its competitors. But of course, not everything is perfect, and the PS5 does indeed have its flaws. But just how bad are they? Is the PS5 still worth all the hassle, or should you just wait a few years more before buying one? Get ready, because today we are having a look at the PS5 console 2 years later.
Super Players.
Well, since its release, the PlayStation 5 hasn't changed that much physically. That means there's still no slim version available and no pro version either. What we do have in our hands is the same oddly shaped but futuristic looking device that has been loved and hated by many at the same time. However, Sony did make a small upgrade 1 year after the release on the console. This refresh made some changes to the Wi-Fi antennas, but most importantly, changed the internal cooling system in the form of a new, smaller heatsink that also weighs 300 grams less and a new cooling fan. It hasn't been confirmed, but everything seems to indicate that Sony is trying to reduce the amount of copper required to build a PS5, since copper demand and pricing has been at an all-time high. This new model can also be recognized because it now has a new screw for the stand that doesn't require a screwdriver for assembly. Now the big question: is the refreshed PS5 model better or worse than the launch model? Well, one of the first and most popular pieces of content on this topic was Austin Evans' disassembly and comparison video, where he compared both cooling systems and measured the temperature on the exhaust of both systems. Since the temperature on the exhaust of the refreshed model was 3 to 5 degrees hotter, he concluded that the new model runs hotter, and by consequence, the lifespan of the device would be shorter. However, this approach was highly controversial and proved to be misleading. Higher temperatures on the exhaust usually just means that more heat is taken out of the console, and that the airflow is actually better. This was confirmed later when more in-depth analysis was made by both Gamer Nexus and Digital Foundry. They concluded that the new PS5 actually runs cooler and better than the launch model, but not by a significant amount. So yeah, the refreshed model runs a little bit cooler, but either one of the two will work just fine. Besides, just getting a PS5 at all in the first place is an accomplishment by itself, so don't let the model differences get in the way of you and your console. And how about the games? Well, let's just say that PlayStation 5 has been killing it since launch. We had awesome remakes like Demon's Souls that took the original game and remade it from the ground up for the new generation with enhanced gameplay and even better graphics. We also got amazing remasters like Spider-Man Remastered, Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, and Death Stranding Director's Cut, which were fan favorites since day one. Also, Miles Morales had excellent reviews, and the free included Astro's Playroom has been a delight to show off the DualSense capabilities that are leaps ahead of anything else on the market. Let's also not forget the incredible roguelike game Returnal, which, although not for everyone, proved to be a success in the genre. And of course, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. which is not only fun and engaging, but delivered on the promise of being a PS5 showcase, both for graphics and its super fast storage. Gran Turismo 7 has also been excellent and ranked as one of the best entries in the series. Although it was highly criticized for pushing in-game microtransactions a bit too hard, it has been getting better lately. And Horizon Forbidden West? Simply put, the best game of the franchise and a graphical powerhouse for the PlayStation 5. There's just not that many games that come even close to looking as good as this game. So yeah, these games are beyond great and can only be played on PlayStation 5. But wait, it doesn't stop there. There's a bunch more great titles coming. Games like God of War Ragnarok, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, and Marvel's Wolverine are just the tip of the iceberg of what's to come for this console. The only downside is that most of these titles now have a sticker price of $69.99 instead of $59.99 of the previous gen, so you may want to wait a little for newer titles and be on the lookout for deals and discounts to get better pricing. It's also worth mentioning that the operating system has been improved multiple times since launch. Some of these updates have been small, simply improving stability, while others had a bigger impact, bringing new features and improvements. New features added to the system via update include the ability to upgrade the SSD storage on the console, introducing 3D audio via TV speakers, vertical trophy lists, and the inclusion of variable refresh rate, which enhances visual performance for PS5 games by minimizing or eliminating visual artifacts, such as frame pacing issues and screen tearing. This all means that this console operating system just gets better and better each time. And how about the hardware reliability? Well, a US law firm has hit Sony Interactive Entertainment with a class action lawsuit, alleging that the PS5 DualSense controllers are defective due to stick drifting. This is a behavior that typically occurs due to wear and tear on the mechanism that controls the sticks, and is manifested with slow, unwanted stick movements. We have a few DualSense controllers in our office, and still none of them have shown any signs of drifting, despite being used for more than a year. However, some users have reported having their controllers drift within just a few hours of use. So your mileage may vary, and this is not an issue that you can fix by yourself easily. Other than that, the DualSense has been simply awesome. There's just nothing else like it on the market, with its adaptive triggers, precise haptic feedback, built-in microphone, speakers, and the list just goes on and on. We did find while using it for a while that it can get really dirty on the back, and being white colored with a grippy texture doesn't really help much, even though you can clean it fairly easily. The good news is that we haven't had any issues with the console itself. Compared with the PS4, it is much more silent and simply a joy to use. Although we do wish it was a bit smaller and without this unnecessarily weird shape that makes it harder to fit into tight spaces. Another thing that we have found very annoying is just how easy it is to scratch the piano black finish on the middle of the console. It doesn't matter how careful we are, it just keeps getting dust, fingerprints, and scratches of all sizes. Some of these scratches are pretty significant and seem to remain there forever. It doesn't affect the performance of the device, but if you care about this kind of stuff, we highly recommend getting some type of faceplates or skin covers for your console. We also feel the cloud sync of game saves have a huge opportunity for improvement. Compared to Xbox strategy where you just open your games in any platform and your progress is synced automatically, PS5 games that also exist on PS4 have a different process that varies from game to game, and fans have loudly criticized the convoluted process of transferring saves from games like God of War and Final Fantasy VII Remake, and the list goes on. It's also worth mentioning that PlayStation Plus has evolved too. Now it offers several levels of subscriptions with different perks and benefits. The base subscription is now called PlayStation Plus Essential, and it includes downloadable games, exclusive discounts, cloud storage for saved games, and online multiplayer access. Next, there is PlayStation Plus Extra, which includes everything from the tier below and adds a catalog of up to 400 games from both PS4 and PS5. And the last one is called PlayStation Plus Premium, which offers everything mentioned before, plus up to 340 additional games, including titles from older consoles, some through streaming and some through downloads. Time-limited game trials will also be offered in this tier, so you can try select games before you buy them. Right now, Sony is really trying to push streaming, and that's why they have merged their PlayStation Now streaming service with their PlayStation Plus Extra and PlayStation Plus Premium subscriptions. Still, not near as good as Xbox Game Pass, but getting closer and closer each time. A very different panorama than when the console launched indeed. All in all, this console's first years have been amazing. Games so far have been spectacular, with even more to come in the future. The console has proven to be rock solid, and the multiple system updates keep everything feeling fresh. So if you have the opportunity to buy this console, at the suggested retail pricing that is, without having to buy it from scalpers, we highly recommend you do so. We have been having a blast enjoying the new DualSense functionality, and the incredible catalog more than make up for the cost of the device. The new PSVR is looking amazing, and we have yet to see the true power of the PlayStation 5, as typically developers get to that point at the end of the generation, and right now, we're just at the beginning.
Super players.
Oh, the PS5. An incredible piece of technology paired with the most awesome exclusive games of the industry. It is fair to say that it's been a huge hit among gamers. However, there are so many common mistakes that PlayStation users are making every day, with results that range from minor inconveniences to major irreparable damage. So get ready, because today we're having a look at the top 10 crucial PS5 mistakes you must avoid.
Super players.
Number 10. Avoid running the PS5 continuously without rest mode or shutting down. Electronic devices, including gaming consoles like the PS5, generate heat. To prevent overheating, these devices utilize cooling systems such as fans and heat sinks. However, running your PS5 constantly without giving it rest or shutting it down when not in use, particularly with auto rest mode disabled, can lead to excessive heat buildup. Overheating can cause severe damage to the internal components of your PS5, reducing its lifespan or causing it to stop working altogether. This could cost you both time and money for repairs or replacement. Therefore, it's important to give your console breaks and use the rest mode, or properly shut it down when it's not in use. Number 9. Don't interrupt updates by switching off your PS5. When your console is updating, it's essentially reconfiguring its software or firmware, performing crucial tasks like installing security patches, improving system stability, or adding new features. Turning off your PS5 during an update interrupts this process, which can cause serious issues. At best, you may have to restart the update, but at worst, it could corrupt your system memory, affecting your console's functionality. Additionally, it may also corrupt your saved games, causing you to lose your progress. Therefore, always make sure that your console completes its updates before turning it off. Number 8. Avoid disabling the Auto Update feature. The Auto Update feature of your PS5 is an essential tool that helps maintain your console's security and performance. While your PS5 is in rest mode, it automatically downloads and installs updates, including security patches, firmware upgrades, and game updates. Disabling this feature might expose your console to potential vulnerabilities and prevent you from experiencing new features or improvements. Despite the occasional inconvenience of having to wait for updates to install, it's important to keep Auto Update enabled to ensure your PS5 remains secure and up to date. Number 7. Avoid leaving unused discs in the console. Leaving an unused disc in the PS5's optical drive might seem harmless, especially when the console is off. However, doing so can cause unnecessary wear and tear on the disc reader, potentially reducing its lifespan. Furthermore, if the console is moved while a disc is inside, it could damage the disc reader sensor or the disc itself, leading to unreadable games or a non-functional drive. Therefore, always ensure that you remove any unused discs before moving the console or switching to a digital game. Number 6. Avoid incorrect shutdown of your PS5. Your PlayStation 5, like any other sophisticated electronic device, depends heavily on its internal software to function correctly. This software, also known as firmware, manages everything from the visual interface you interact with to more foundational aspects such as data management and communication between various hardware components. The process of shutting down your PS5 is more than simply cutting power to the system. When you select the Turn Off PS5 option in the power settings, it initiates a series of steps designed to safely end all activities, save any unsafe data, and prepare the system for a complete power-off. This orderly shutdown process helps to maintain the integrity of the system software and preserve your data. An improper shutdown, such as pulling the plug or switching off the power abruptly, circumvents this important process. This can be particularly harmful if the console was in the middle of writing data when the power was cut off. In computers, this is equivalent to a sudden system crash, which is known to cause numerous issues, including file corruption, lost data, and in some cases, damage to the operating system. In the context of a PS5, if the console was saving your game progress or updating system files when power was suddenly removed, it may result in loss of your game progress or even corruption of the system software. This could lead to an unbootable console, necessitating a time-consuming and potentially costly repair process. This small act not only safeguards your valuable game progress, but also ensures the longevity of your console. Number 5. Avoid attempting to jailbreak or hack your PS5. Jailbreaking or hacking your PS5 might seem enticing, as it often promises access to restricted features or the ability to run unofficial software. However, such practices carry significant risks. Attempting to alter the system software could brick your console, rendering it inoperable. Additionally, it could lead to permanent bans from PlayStation Network, preventing you from accessing online features, multiplayer games, digital purchases, and updates. Given these risks and the potential expense of repairing or replacing a bricked console, it's best to use your PS5 as intended and respect the software restrictions put in place by Sony. Number 4. Avoid misplacement of your PS5. The placement of your PS5 in your gaming setup plays a critical role in its performance and lifespan. Placing your console in an enclosed space without proper ventilation or not using the stand can lead to overheating issues. Overheating is one of the main causes of damage to electronic devices, as it can reduce the lifespan of components and lead to performance issues. Therefore, always ensure your PS5 is positioned in a well-ventilated space and securely fixed on its stand to promote optimal airflow and stability. Number 3. Avoid downloading the incorrect version of cross-gen games. The PS5 is backward compatible with PS4 games, meaning that it can play both versions. However, PS5 versions of cross-gen games often offer significant enhancements such as improved graphics, faster loading times, and other next-gen features. Accidentally downloading the PS4 version of a game means missing out on these enhancements. Therefore, always check the version of the game after purchasing a cross-gen title. You can do this by going to the PlayStation Store, finding the game you wish to download, select the 3 dots button next to the download button, and selecting the PS5 version. Number 2. Turn off trophy video recording. The PS5 has a feature that automatically records gameplay when you earn a trophy. While this can be a fun way to relive your achievements, it also uses up valuable storage space. With the internal storage on the PS5 being somewhat limited, especially when you have many games installed, you'll want to conserve space where you can. By turning off trophy video recording, you can save a significant amount of space over time, allowing for more games and other content on your console. Number 1. The PlayStation 5, Sony's newest gaming console, is equipped with a super-fast internal SSD, or solid-state drive. This is a significant upgrade from the PlayStation 4's slower hard drive technology. This internal SSD is one of the reasons why PS5 games can load almost instantaneously, render vast game worlds in real time, and minimize lag during gameplay. But with great speed comes great data requirements. PS5 games are often larger than their predecessors, requiring more storage space due to their enhanced graphics and complex content. This poses a strategic question regarding how best to use this internal SSD, given its finite storage capacity. Considering that PS5 games are specifically designed to make use of this fast storage for maximum performance, it makes sense to reserve the internal SSD for PS5 titles. On the other hand, PS4 games were designed with the previous generation's hardware in mind. They don't take advantage of the PS5's fast SSD in the same way that PS5 games do, because their designs and data structures were not built for this speed. While they may see some improvement in loading times when stored on the SSD, the difference is generally not as dramatic as with PS5 games. Furthermore, one of the benefits of the PS5 is its backward compatibility with PS4 games, which means you can play your PS4 titles directly from an external USB drive. This is where the cost-effectiveness comes in. External USB drives, particularly those based on slower hard drive technology, are generally cheaper per gigabyte than high-speed SSDs. By offloading your PS4 games onto an external drive, you can free up your console's fast internal storage for PS5 games, thus ensuring you get the best performance where it matters most. Plus, if you have a sizable library of PS4 games, this strategy will allow you to maintain access to all of your old favorites without taking up precious SSD space. So, there you have it. Do you have any other tips to help other users prolong their PlayStation 5 lifespan? Let us know in the comments, and we'll see you again in our next video.
Super players.
If you're lucky enough to have a PS5 sitting in your home, then you know what makes this console so great. But if you're still waiting patiently for your chance to get one, you might be wondering why the console is still out of stock everywhere. So get ready, because here are the top 10 things that we love about them.
Super players.
Number 10. If you have ever been known as an Xbox gamer, you know the pain of having your batteries die in the middle of an intense gaming session. It's upsetting, it's embarrassing, and it is most definitely not ideal for hardcore gamers who want to get the most out of their consoles. PlayStation, on the other hand, has stuck with high-quality lithium-ion rechargeable batteries for the past 2 generations of consoles, and the PS5 continues that trend. This time, the PS5's DualSense controllers use a USB-C charging port, allowing for fast charging of their 1,800 mAh batteries. You won't need to worry about charging very often though, since these controllers are rated for 12 to 15 hours of use. Number 9. While the PS5 is still suffering from availability woes, there is an awesome feature of the console that gives faithful fans a chance at getting their hands on shiny new PS5 games. If you happen to have a PS4 and know someone who has a PS5, you can make use of Sony's SharePlay system. With SharePlay, users can connect directly to their friends' consoles, allowing them to take full advantage of a new device completely remotely. While it's not the same as having that beautiful black and white obelisk on your entertainment center, it's still an awesome feature that can give those patient PlayStation fans a taste of what the PS5 offers. Number 8. For the past few years, Xbox has dominated Sony in terms of gaming services. Game Pass, combined with Xbox Live, gives subscribers access to over 100 games of all different kinds, with all of their features completely available. It seemed a little unorthodox at first, but it is a pro-consumer move that has the gaming industry taking notice. Especially Sony, who has now finally created a version of PS Plus that meets, or perhaps even surpasses, Game Pass. With 3 reasonably priced tiers, Essential, Extra, and Premium, subscribers can gain access to over 700 games from across every generation of PlayStation consoles, including retro games. When combined with the power of the PS5, the video game collections of the brand new PlayStation Plus are an unstoppable force and an unbelievable value. Number 7. The PS5 experience is completed by downloading the all-new PlayStation app. If you install the app and sign into your PlayStation account before you set up your new PS5, you can even use the app to sign your console into your account. But the benefits don't stop there. You can manage your library, purchase games from the PlayStation Store, and even set them to download remotely right from the PS app. No need to turn on your console for every little thing. And the added benefit of being able to put games on download while you're at work so that they're ready when you get home is a game changer. Number 6. While Xbox seems to be satisfied with using the same interface it's been using for almost 10 years with minimal updates, Sony has taken a different path. They could have just kept using the magnificent XMB interface from the PS3 era, but they have instead decided to completely overhaul their console's user interface every generation. And for the PS5, that means a completely smooth, well-thought-out UI that never gets in the way. In fact, the PS5 UI is packed full of features that will help you get the most out of your device, but will never interrupt your gameplay experience. These features are intuitive enough that users will be able to find and use them when they are needed, without taking time to search for them. Number 5. If you have a long-standing, regularly scheduled gaming hangout with your other console friends, the odds are that all of the action happened on PlayStation. The PS4 was just the more popular platform for many different games, especially those with huge online communities like Destiny and Final Fantasy XIV. Now, you wouldn't want to ditch all those years of dedication and progress to jump ship to a new console and ecosystem. That makes the PS5 the default choice for social gamers, and the best choice for everyone else. As an added bonus, those very same games you loved so much on the PS4 look and run better on the PS5, making use of at least some of the console's extra graphical power. Number 4. When you're out shopping for a PS5, you only have one decision to make. Should you buy the version with the disk drive or the one without it? That disk drive is literally the only difference between the units, but the disk driveless version clocks in at a shocking $399, $100 cheaper than the other unit with the disk drive. Going through the same process for Xbox, you can either get the more expensive Series X at $499, or the much weaker Series S for $299. Sure, you're getting some savings with the Series S, but it offers much lower performance and a weaker game catalog than the PS5. So, considering the extra cost, right now, the PS5 is the best deal in console gaming. Number 3. If you want to be on the bleeding edge of gaming technology, the PS5 is the only choice for a console that has future-proofed capabilities such as VR compatibility. Xbox doesn't have any VR peripherals announced, and they likely will never create one. But Sony already has the incredibly impressive PSVR 2. The VR add-on for your favorite new console is packing features that push the boundaries of VR hardware, such as ultra-high-resolution OLED displays, eye tracking, and highly advanced controllers to boot. VR offers the most immersive gameplay experiences, and the PS5 is the only home console that will have that feature available in the near future. Number 2. We previously mentioned the awesome battery life and rechargeable nature of the PS5's DualSense, but that is only a single feature of this feature-packed controller. Aside from returning features such as the built-in speaker and gyroscope, the DualSense also offers revolutionary additions like advanced haptics and adaptive triggers. Get closer to your games than ever before, with triggers that can simulate the tension of a bow as you wait for the perfect moment to strike. The gentle vibrations from the haptics can make you feel the rain droplets in a stormy scene. Every aspect of the DualSense is designed not just for comfort and usability, but also to bring the experience out of the TV and into your hands. Number 1. Console exclusives are quickly becoming a thing of the past, but if you want to make sure that you'll always have access to the best AAA console exclusive games, the PS5 is the way to go. Sure, Xbox has Halo, but only on PS5 can you get the web-swinging action of Marvel's Spider-Man and Miles Morales, the dimension-hopping set pieces of Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and God of War Ragnarok, which looks to be the highest-profile video game release, and that's only a fraction of the exclusive games you can play on PS5. We didn't even mention Ghosts of Tsushima, Returnal, or Horizon Forbidden West. The list of PS5 exclusives is always growing, and there is plenty to keep you busy while you wait for the next big thing that can only be played on this console. So, there you have it. These are the top 10 things we love about our PS5s. Have you managed to snag a PS5? What do you love about it so far? Let us know in the comments. and we'll see you in the next video.
Super players.